A record number of black lawmakers are also set to take seats in Congress, representing a larger share of Americans than ever before. VOA's Anthony LaBruto has more on what the congressional group plans to tackle in the new legislative session.
Representing the majority of black legislators within Capitol Hill, the United States Congressional Black Caucus welcomed 62 legislators, its most ever, for the upcoming start of the 119th Congress. Speaking at a press conference, outgoing chairman of the caucus, Stephen Horsford, expressed optimism and excitement over two senators-elect, Lisa Blunt Rochester of Delaware and Angela Olsobrooks of Maryland, who will make history as the first two black women to serve simultaneously in the nation's upper chamber.
As House Democrats, we will work to find bipartisan solutions when possible. This week, as we commemorated what would have been the 100th birthday of one of our founding members, Congresswoman Shirley Chisholm, I was reminded of the immense contribution that black women have always had on our caucus.
Though membership is not exclusively offered to members of the Democratic Party, the caucus has been historically a progressive identifying group, often referred to by its members as the conscience of the Congress, in reference to the civil rights leader and former caucus member John Lewis. As incoming chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, Representative Yvette D. Clarke highlighted some of the group's priorities.
It demands us to do the job our constituents sent us to Washington to do. The causes of economic equity, health care, criminal justice reform, and education, women's rights, voting rights must remain the cause of the Congressional Black Caucus.
The statement comes in part due to increasing statements from then Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump about repealing federally mandated diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, or DEI, which was a focal point in his campaign.
To vigorously enforce yesterday's Supreme Court ruling, I will eliminate all diversity, equity, and inclusion programs across the entire federal government.
Senate Republican member Tommy Tuberville echoed Trump's support for the repeal of DEI initiatives in his pick for Secretary of Defense, Peter Hegseth.
We need somebody to straighten the military out, to get the woke, the DEI affiliation out, and go from there.
Representative Clarke also spoke about the challenges ahead as the caucus navigates its agenda in the opposition.
The next 2 years will stand among the most trying in our caucus's history, and we must be the resistance against extremism and continue to be the conscience of the Congress. The CBC will have to fight back against a second Trump administration, and now more than ever, as a caucus, we must remain vigilant in fulfilling our mission to address and enact policy to uplift our communities across this nation and deliver on our promises.
Analysts predict that the slim Republican majority might not have enough ideological unity within the party itself to achieve their goals.
Legislatively, members do seem to have some major legislative goals around things like taxes, increased enforcement of immigration law, energy policy, increased defense spending. They will, however, face a challenge in that their majority, especially in the House, is quite narrow. So at the very start of the Congress, the House majority will be 219 for Republicans, and then compared to 215 for Democrats.
The caucus, though, sees the opportunity to deliver on some promises, happening likely through negotiation on other bills.
Democrats and Republicans do have to negotiate on government funding. That's a place where Republicans may want to get some somewhat symbolic wins on these sorts of social issues, and where Democrats may try and push back. It's hard to say who's likely to win those fights.
Members of the 119th Congress will officially begin their term today. Anthony LaBruto, VOA News, Washington.